Wes, welcome to Coastal Nissan. Thanks for coming, and I'm glad you got here safely from up there in North Myrtle Beach. So when we talked on the phone, Wes, you told me that you're a Sentra owner. You're a two-time Nissan owner, right?
Yes.
So you're very comfortable and confident with Nissan products.
Yep, like the Nissan.
Yeah. So you said you and your wife were kind of ready to step up to a newer, more luxurious vehicle. And you said you'd done some checking and you looked at the prices of 2016 Muranos. Got a little sticker shock.
A little high, yeah.
A little high to jump from a
From a
Sentra.
Nissan Sentra, yeah.
Right. So you said you were comfortable paying closer to $30,000 than $40,000, right? And I can certainly understand that. In this economy, you want something that is convenient, luxurious, comfortable, reliable, safe, and affordable. You don't want to be stressed by the payments, right? So, we talked about this as a solution. This is a 2014 Murano SL. So it's fully equipped, very luxurious. I think you're really going to enjoy it. You and your wife. You told me a little bit about your wife and your 16-year-old son, right? And Eric's going to be driving soon, and you're going to probably pass that Sentra on to him. So that's awesome. So before we look at the vehicle, I want to ask you a couple questions. Have you ever been to Coastal Nissan before?
No, sir. Never been here.
Okay, well, great. Well, I just want to let you know that you're in the right place. First of all, one of the reasons I came to Coastal Nissan is because it's a family-owned business. Been in business for over 36 years. Same family. There are 3 generations of English and Browns, the owners, and they work here, so they're invested, in this dealership. It's a little bit unusual. Usually, that second or third generation will sell it off the business off to some conglomerate or something. I like the fact that Coastal treats both their employees like family, but more importantly, that's important because I'm an employee, but they also treat their customers like family, And, I used to drive, I live in Georgetown, I drive up and down 17, and I'd see all these Coastal Nissan plates and Coastal Nissan decals and Coastal Cadillac Nissan decals, and it's like, well, they got to be doing something right. So after investigating, I found out that, about half to 60% of their business is repeat and referral business. People are so satisfied with their purchases here and the way they're taken care of. They tell all their friends and their family, their coworkers. We just get we get people that call all the time and say, Joseph and Susan, and people across the street come over all the time. I had somebody yesterday here saw a car, drive by, stopped to check on it up for a friend of theirs. I've had it happen twice in the last week. So you're at the right place. Another thing I think that's important to note is that we have an award-winning service department. We have a service manager that has won, I think, second in the region, and we're one of the smaller dealerships in the region, even though we're growing really fast. And he's won lots of awards. His name's Jeff Miller. I'm going to introduce you to him when we come back from our test drive. Also, Mike Walsh is our service writer. I'm going to put you in touch with both of them so you can deal directly with them and get your appointments set up for service. We'll get you in and out very quickly. Secret weapon, we have a master technician. His name's Dave Runry. Dave is my personal mechanic. Okay, I don't do this for everybody, but for you, since you're a Nissan family member already, I'm going to introduce you to Dave. And that way, when you're driving down the road 6-7 months from now, a year, 2 years, if something comes up and you think there's something that needs to be checked, make sure, if possible, that Dave can take a look at your car. Nothing like having your own personal mechanic, is it? Absolutely. Okay, so this, we talked about different scenarios of vehicles. I told you we had 3 great options for you. One was black on black. You said your wife really preferred the light color. Right. Another, with 2013, has about 40,000 miles on it. And it's a little less expensive, a couple $1,000s less, but this one, the reason I chose this vehicle here is not only is it lower mileage, 2014, 25,000 miles, it is a certified pre-owned vehicle, and that is awesome. I'm going to tell you, you know anything about CPO vehicles, certified pre-owned?
I've never bought one like that. No.
Okay. Very nice options. Now, we have our Coastal Advantage program. I'm going to tell you about that, all the great options for that, like towing, rental assistance. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, our Coastal Advantage program actually gives you 3 years free oil changes and tire rotations. That's going to save you a lot of money. It's worth about $600 to you in the first 3 years. And I'll tell you about all those other benefits when we walk through our service department. Those are worth about another $1,800 to $2,400 to you in your ownership experience. Now, the great thing about that is you're saving money already. You haven't even bought a car. Okay. All right. So the certified pre-owned warranty, probably the thing that stands out the most is that even though the manufacturer warranty, bumper to bumper, was 3 year, 36,000 miles, and the powertrain warranty was 5 years or 60,000, or is, the certified pre-owned warranty extends that. So this 2014 would have powertrain warranty up to 7 years or up to 100,000 miles. So that's 2021, or up to 100,000 miles, another 75,000 miles. And because this vehicle is certified pre-owned, Wes, it also offers you extended towing, extended rent-a-car. One of the great things I like is that if you're going, I think you told me you visit Nashville sometimes?
Got family up there, yeah.
Okay, and that's about how long ago?
It takes us 10 or 11 hours. We stop at time or two.
Okay, you're going to be enamored by the comfort in this vehicle, but also the security of knowing that, let's say you have a breakdown on your way up to Nashville, and what am I going to do now? It's on the weekend. What the certified pre-owned warranty will do for you, they'll send a tow truck out to pick you up, bring you back to the closest Nissan dealership. Let's say it takes 3-4 days to get some parts in, it's the weekend. Certified pre-owned warranty is going to cover rental car, it's going to cover meals, and it's going to cover hotel accommodations while your vehicle's being worked on. And that's almost too good to be true, isn't it? Today?
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay. Now, the vehicle had to undergo a 167-point inspection. Dave's the person who does that. Now, a master technician, I mentioned that, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but a master technician can break a car down and put it back together. That's the kind of technology, that's the kind of efficiency that guy has. So, a 160-point inspection is sort of like, when you buy, a $200,000 life insurance policy, the insurance company doesn't really want to take your word for it. They're going to send a nurse to your home, give you a physical, make sure you check out, make sure you're healthy before they issue that policy. That's what we do here with Nissan. And what the dealership does is they pay for the tech to spend about half a day working on this car, checking it out. If there's anything that's below standard, it has to be brought up to date. Any services, any issues, anything at all. Tires, body, undercarriage, electrical, air conditioning, the engine, transmission, obviously all that has to be in top condition before Nissan issues that. It's like an insurance policy because they're covering you for 7 years or 100,000 miles. So that's like a safety blanket, it just gives you that confidence, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so there's some other features, but we'll move on. So, obviously the Nissan Murano is a little bit of a unique vehicle. When it came out in 2004, some people thought it looked like a spaceship. But it's grown on the market so much that other manufacturers have copied this style. This engine, it's called the VQ series of engines. It actually was designed and introduced in 1995, and they've been continuous. The same type of engine as is in the Maxima, as in the Pathfinder, as in some of the Infiniti models. Okay. So Ward's Automotive is an industry authority. What Ward's Automotive has done is they rate the 10 best engines every year. This engine has been one of the 10 best engines for 14 years in the car. So if you're talking about reliability, you got reliability with the Murano. Now I'll pop the hood just a second. So when you look under here, what do you see?
It's a lot of engine.
It's a lot of engine. You're right. But you see that that's that 260 horsepower V6 engine I was talking about. It's also coupled with what's called a CVT, or continuously variable transmission. You kind of know a lot about that. Which probably don't know is that engine was introduced in the Murano in 2004. And so that engine has been so successful that 10 years later, Audi and BMW adapted a CVT to some of their models. So it's been that successful. One of the things that all the industry experts say about it that they love, there are two major things. I've read a lot of reviews about the Murano, and two major things that they really like. They say is the ride and handling. That's contributed to by the CVT. Other factors as well, but the riding, handling, and the luxurious nature of the vehicle inside and out. It looks like a luxury vehicle. It feels like a luxury vehicle. I mean, there's lots of things going on. Four-wheel independent suspension, high-strength steel beams that give you that solid ride. You've got a long wheelbase. There's a lot of those things going on. 240 feet-pounds of torque, matched with that 260 horsepower. Now, you mentioned to me that you do a little bit of fishing.
Yeah, I do a little on the river over there in Waccamaw River, and got a little boat I pull. So, would it pull a boat, little boat?
What's the weight of your boat?
Probably 22, 2300 pounds. Maybe.
Awesome. Well, that 240 feet of torque will pull 3,500 pounds. So you have nothing to worry about. Now, coupled with that, inside is a rear view monitor. So when you put the vehicle in reverse, you'll be able to easily back up to the ramp, back down that ramp to pick up that boat and make towing a cinch, right? Okay. So show you a few things here. I mean, I know you know the styling of the Murano. That's one of the things you said you were attracted to it. When I mentioned 16 versus 14 versus 15 versus 14, you said, hey, we like the 14, and my wife is. Matter of fact, I think you told me your wife is 5'2".
She's about 5'2", roughly. I mean, I might be stretching it a little bit.
Okay. Well, one of the things that women really like the Murano because they get to sit up high, and supposedly there are scientific studies that say that women are a little bit depth challenged. I don't know if that's true or not. It's not coming from me. But you have a sloping hood, and it's very short, so women can sit up high and see over. Now, this is an 8-way power seat, so this seat can be raised, and as it's raised, it moves towards the steering wheel, which is also telescopic. So most people, even if they're short, can get a really good seating position for driving. Now, I'm tall, and I like to see over the hood, so I don't know about you.
I like to sit up a little bit. I've had an SUV years ago.
Okay. So I'm not going to go over all the buttons and things because we'll do that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to spend as much time with you, and if necessary, your wife, is it Cindy? Lori, I'm sorry. You and Lori, and we'll go over the vehicle as in depth as possible, right, or as necessary. But just show you some things that I think that both you and Lori will appreciate. Are you the main driver, or is she the main driver?
She's going to be the main driver of this one, probably.
Okay. Well, the great thing about it is that there's 2 position memory seating for the driver's seat. So you can set your position that you like, and she can set her position. So when you get in, you can press 1, she can press 2.
Yeah, I like that because I had to change it every time. I couldn't even get in something.
Yeah. So she'll have automatic windows up front. What I really love about the interior is the full grain leather upholstery. So it's a very quality leather interior. This is 8-way, 8-position with 2-position lumbar. So comfort for those long rides up to Nashville. Lots of comfort. And I think you said you also go to your family in
Hartsville and Atlanta. Yeah.
And Atlanta. That's a long trip. So one of the great things about this seat design is it has a lot of width, hip room. So I think there's 54 inches of hip room. That's a pretty wide load there. So, anybody, you ought to be able to get in there and be very comfortable. And I think Lori will too. Leather wrap steering wheel. I mean, I just like that. It's just one of those things that makes it feel a little more elegant. Smart key. So you will be able to, or Lori will be able to take your key, press this button, right, and lock the vehicle, right? And same thing, if Lori's by herself, she can press this button once and lock it open. If she wants to just, if close it up second, if it's locked, and she just wants to open that door, only this door. Okay. So, other conveniences would be, you probably are a little bit like me, a little bit directionally challenged, because that's something that men are. There's a on-screen navigation system that is voice activated, so you're not always having to punch in addresses.
I don't have to use my phone anymore.
Don't have to use your phone anymore. Yeah. So I think you asked me a little bit about safety, right?
Yes.
One of the great things about this LCL Murano is it's equipped with blind spot monitoring. So when somebody's coming up in your blind spot, it'll pick them up from about 10 feet behind the vehicle. Keeps you from veering over into somebody's lane or just causing an accident. And then you have what's called lane departure warning. And that means when you start to veer on those long trips, you get a little tired, and you start to veer to the left or to the right, and you get over on one of the markings, it lets you know. I thought I was a better driver until I turned on the lane departure warning, and then I realized.
I have a wife. I know I'm not a good driver.
Right. Awesome, awesome. You like music?
I love music. Like country.
Like country music?
Yeah.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite artist?
Sean Bilton. You know Sean?
I think I've heard of him.
Sean-
He was on Gator 107.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Sean's a personal friend of mine. I'll get you tickets.
Okay. Fantastic.
All right, all right. Okay, so now, remember? Gotta do it twice. All right. So I'm just going to show you the rear seat, how much rear seat room there is in there. So step in the back there. Okay, so you and I are both about the same height. So you see how much room you have there? Okay, great. So you got plenty of space right there. So bring it to the back. Okay, so this is going to be easy for Lord getting in and out. Also wanted to let you know this is table height right here. Table height is 30 inches. So it's easy for you to put things in and get things out. And it's also easy for you to reach the back of the seat. There's a release right there that makes it even easier. And here is a power return. Just can't make it any easier than that. Also, obviously, you got some nice rubber floor mats right there. And that's power, just easy as can be. Okay? So I want you to experience what Laura's going to experience when you're driving. Have a seat. You see she has over here, 4-way power seat right here. Okay.
Oh, okay, neat.
Right. Yeah. So I promised you that test drive, right? I know you're kind of excited about it because we've been talking for a long time.
Great.
Let's take it.